Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LEC Spring 2025.
As they know the wave's going to be pushing in, that's the sort of hiding spot for a Sejuani or a Leona to look for the engage. Hex Flash in, Shayak and Niski will know. Zenith, wait, Niski goes back in, gets first blood. Shayak has another Spirit Rush charge in. Niski's going to fall though to the tower. Execute takes him. Another rush away from Shayak will get him out of the clutches of Malrang.
Wow, so support for support.
Yep.
I think it's nice though is the grubs are about to respawn. More farm is being denied, and just, I mean, credit to the solo laners of Vitality finding advantages.
Nako's behind the wave here. Doesn't have flash, doesn't have the perfect execution, and as you said, timing was good. Nako greeted for an extra wave. Is the top lane alive as the charm goes down onto execute for the...
Quickly as you can.
Also, Vitality might challenge for
Malrang's
one
alone
out of
now.
these. As you say, Malrang is alone. Adam has the equalizer in the top lane, hasn't moved yet. There's the charm onto Malrang. Magnet Storm coming out as well. Malrang very tanky at the moment. Has the flash and an Arctic Assault. Goes for Shayak. He Spirit Rushes forward, gets the kill. Patrick now beginning to open up another Spirit Rush available for Shayak. Cleanse away into the charm. Shayak still lives through the equalizer burn. Niski flashes the Mystic shot, and Linsus comes over the wall to take the fourth grub. Dodge this! True shot barrage through the heart of Niski. Execute just hovering Larson right now, who has been struggling, about 30 CS down. It's about 5 waves for the Yone behind the Ahri right now.
Keep my eyes on the minimap. Look at Linsus.
Oh, Grand Starfall. He's looking to make a Starfall in the top lane. Adam, the target, stunned immediately. And he is just deleted by Linsus and Nako. Meanwhile, Shayak, his first death of spring. He will fall the shutdown over to Malrang.
Nice plays across the board. This will open up the Dragon for Rogue as well on the bot side of the map. As Niski, he's got to be very careful here. Maybe overstaying is welcome.
Yeah, he definitely is. He does have that crash down, can use it across the wall here to get back to the tower range. Larson will dash forward though, lands the Q3. Magnet Storm Larson snaps back to reality. Niski, he's falling. Oh, here comes gravity. Underneath the tower, Execute will die to the tower shot and the Ignite. Not quite, he survives. Niski does not have that same luxury. Larson takes the kill.
So Rogue get themselves another kill on the bot side of the map. They get a pick onto Shayak, they convert it into the Dragon, they get another pick onto Niski. And I think they wisely shouldn't stick around for this tower. They need to get the reset off, get back to base quickly, start spending that gold. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Vitality did unlock that tower. Nako completing the Leandries right now.
Kazi is playing so aggressively in this mid lane, dodging all of Patrick's abilities, even the W, Essence Flux. No, Essence Flux, can't remember the name of Ezreal W, but it has such a wide hitbox at the end that I was surprised it didn't quite click. It is Essence Flux, I'm a genius. Look at that. But because he's dodging all of these, as you can see, taking no damage, forcing Patrick to cleanse, still getting the tower in Patrick's face. Kazi has always been a very good carry when playing aggressively. Next streak in 30 seconds, Rogue have no vision past the halfway mark of the map.
You'll notice as well some interesting animation coming through. The QSS completed for Larson. Patrick, he doesn't know he's on a ward.
And immediately he's caught out. There's the Magnet Storm follow-up, and Patrick goes bye-bye. Execute's now going to flash the wall towards the red buff. Larson is here as well. The charm from Shayak lands, a double Spirit Rush forward. Again from the Ahri, looking for a little bit more, just forcing Malrang and Larson out.
Few defenses left for Patrick. He is chain CC'd, he is locked down, and Kazi's able to pick up both kills.
That's a mistake we have seen from Patrick in the past, especially in spring, just getting caught.
Yep. If it's going to be more of a drawn-out fight and I'm going to chip away at you, then I'll add more value to my chip damage instead.
It's interesting with Rod of Ages being buffed slightly this patch. Oh, Ashkan started here by Vitality, spotted out with the True Shot Barrage. Larson has teleport. Any wards for him to get to? Doesn't look like it. Vitality already have the outgun down to about 4,000 HP. Shayak keeping Malrang at bay. As you say, Vitality will get it, but there are petals afterwards. They need to try and clear all of these before Rogue can step forward. They get most of them immediately on the spawn. Niski stunned up, locked up. There's the solar flare into Larson. Niski draws his last breath. So does Linsus. Kazi falls to flash away. And the rest of Vitality couldn't join the play. Now, Kazi, where are you going? You have a cleanse, but Execute has a bunch of CC to work with. There's the Shield of Daybreak into the Zenith Blade. Kazi will get Execute out of the exchange, but Adam gets a juicy shutdown. Nako jumped on immediately, stunned up with the Permafrost, and there's another for Rogue. In the end, they get 4 for 1.
Definitely not a bad fight for Rogue. A tower, a bunch of kills. They even got a few of the remaining petals. So while the proactiveness was promising from
have equalized the game out mostly. 2 items on Patrick. He has the Manamune and the upgraded to the Mirror Mana and the Triforce. 2 items now on Larson when Immortal Shield Bow second. Niski going in. There's the Magnus equalizes to follow up, and Adam goes pop. The Solar Flare from Execute does land onto Linces, but the rest of his team is nowhere to be found. It's a double again for Vitality. Niski, oh, he looks for the flash. Going forward, Chain of Corruption dodged by Patrick, but Linces has a flash of his own. Meanwhile, on the backline, Larson jumps on Kazi and should be able to mow him down. Patrick escapes. Nako starting to collapse, but he can't get onto Mawang and Larson. Rogue has Hex Splash and Magnet Storm. Everyone grouped up for the Baron. It's a perfect opportunity for Aurel to go in, but where's the follow-up if he does? TP from Nako. The Baron already down to 4,000 HP. Mawang just sitting in the pit. Niski jumps across. There's the equalizer. Follow-up. Mawang lands the smite. There's the Baron. Execute goes forward onto Niski. He Magnet Storms out, but the Solar Flare finds him as he lands, and Adam will burn him where he stands. On the backline, Larson's diving further forward. Shayak dashing away to escape, but it's gorgeous for Rogue. They find the kill at the end with the Ignite and the Leandries burn. Rogue get a delayed Aces Linces, but gods aren't answering right now as he's been struggling to have an impact since the early game. Patrick pushing through mid here. It's a 4-1 split. Larson's going to base, has TP, will go to the bot wave. They're looking for all the tier 2s to kick off this push. Already 5,000 gold out of the Red Bull Baron power play, and a 5,000 gold lead. Grand Starfall into the Solar Flare. Patrick cleanses away immediately. Equalizer coming out as well as Nako tries to get onto the backline, and he does exactly that. He will shut down Patrick. Larson is not here for the follow-up. Rogue lose 1. It's their AD carry, but they could look to turn around the play. No Equalizer, no Glacial Prison, no Solar Flare. Makes it a tricky endeavor.
I mean, this is the idea behind Vitality's comp. Find these picks. If you're able to Rogue and they're still in a winning position.
Oh, Larson! Oh, Larson! Oh, Larson, yes!
Oh. You're conflicted.
That was nice!
No, I can tell, because you think the play from Larson's good, but he did do it on Yone.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But he QSS the Chain of Corruption so he could snap back.
Oh, I mean, Larson is playing incredibly well. Again, his laning phase wasn't very good, but you can see his impact later on into the game. 6-1 and 8 scoreline he's been involved in. My math is correct. 14 of the team's 16 kills.
That's good maths.
I mean, he's having an impressive game. 3 items completed with the QSS on top of that. Again, this is just a quick reminder that Rogue is still in a winning position even after losing Patrick in the mid lane.
Yeah, 4,000 gold ahead, and they have 10 seconds left, 5 seconds left on this Baron now. They will get all the tier 2s out of it. Obviously would have wanted a little bit more, but they're still with the pushing lanes. They can turn their eyes towards their 3rd dragon of the game. An Ocean Soul would be monumental for them if they can secure it. Vitality will do everything they can to stop that. Question is, with Nako having a sizable wave here, Adam is just going to accept that the tier 1 in the bot lane is not long for the world as it crashes and crumbles into rubble.
Looks like
Rogue's favor, I'd say. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think he's learned his lesson. Jankos had to shave his eyebrows. I think they've learned. Oh, TP behind here as Nako's looking to the flank. Magnet Storm in by Niski, only really landing onto 1. Chayak still chasing forward here. Larson able to get out towards the backside. Execute escaping as well. Patrick's opening up. And already Nako, Lince is trying to dive onto Patrick. No, Nako is dead. Lince is going to fall as well. But he does get Patrick in response. The flame splitter from Adam. Larson now trying to re-engage Shayak, Niski, and Kazi. All relatively low. Adam has to flash away.
Do the Gumayushi.
Can he do it? Well, they'll see it. That control ward, though, denying any further vision in the pit. The Baron already down to 2,000. Equalizer. Okay. Kazi. No.
Not going to happen, and that's a Baron secured.
Bring in Smash. Sub him in.
Okay. That is okay. So a free hit in the fight as Linces trades his life for Patrick. So understandable why it ends up being such a close fight, but of course losing our jungler means there's no smite. And now Niski, is he overextended?
No, because there's Solar Flare does clip Niski only for the slow. Nako almost killing off Adam. It's enough. Nako gets him. Will pay for it with his life, you have to feel. In the Zhonya's, sniped out by Patrick at the last possible minute, but that's only 4 Barons are left for Rogue. Adam is down. Top wave is pushing in, but with Drake up in 30 seconds time, no one's going top. QSS away from the stun. Larson no longer has that tool at his fingertips. Rogue still stepping forward. Shayak doing everything he can. Look for those charms in this next fight. Niski no flash, does have that Magnet Storm, the True Shot barrage. There's the charm again, only on to execute. Shadowing Strike as well for the follow-up. CC, the dive in by Linces. Execute doesn't have an opportunity to breathe. Magnastorm on the backline. Linces gets the kill on to execute. Shayak has the spirit. Goes forward. Ring, ring. Hello, Patrick. This is Vitality. They slam Rogue into the dirt and only Larsen's left alive.
We're looking at the Sawi Ultimate live, and it's happening in real time. Rogue, they fall short in the fight once more. The dragon being secured, the soul will be denied. 36 minutes into the game. I mean,
might already be over. We've seen that happen for Vitality earlier when Nako's TP was a little bit late because he based a little bit late and they just lost the top side fight around that Arakan. Poke coming out from Patrick with the Mystic shots. Nako looking for the flank. No real vision for Rogue on that top side, so they don't know exactly where Nako is. I think he showed on the wave here. Niski goes in. Shayak there with a follow-up base seal coming out from Larsen. Shayak dashes back in with the Spirit Watch. Larsen snaps back. Now Nako will fall, so will Larsen. Now it's a 4-for-4. Niski low, Linces low as well. Shayak has one more Spirit Watch. Patrick opens up, but he can't quite land. That extra bit of damage. It's a true shot, and it goes through the uprights, but now Kazi's the target. Cleanses away, can't get away from death. 2 more kills over the Rogues. They look for Shayak. The flash forward into the charm. Flash away from Shayak. Patrick misses the Mystic shot. The Essence Flush lands onto Niski. Shayak almost down as well. Patrick was looking for those final couple of shots, but Shayak and Niski will limp away.
These death timers are very long, and given that Patrick is still alive, Rogue can look for the end. I don't know if Shayak is enough to stop the Rogue siege.
What can you do, Vitality? Can you hold on? Right now on the precipice, Solar Flare, Equalizer both used. Shadowing Strike out from Niski. Shayak down to no HP. The minion wave, though, almost cleared out. Niski will fall. Still 2 minions here. Patrick takes a couple of tower shots. And Rogue will not be able to break the Nexus towers.
We go
TP's behind.
again.
We go again straight away.
Straight back into the action. Adam and Patrick, they're going to get collapsed on.
Nako, what can you do in this sort of situation? Shayak does have the Spirit Rush. He's got to run away. Okay, less exciting for Vitality, but perhaps for Rogue, the opportunity to find a tasty fish in a barrel.
They're hunting
Nako,
the blue trinkets.
The wall, has the oracles on. Hide behind the crocs, they'll never know. Oh wait, they know.
There's a blast cone!
He can jump across. Perfect execution, into the perfect execution, into the blast cone! Patrick dashes in, executes it! And Patrick will take the kill. He's on a rampage now. Nako dead for 60.
Oh, okay, so I thought that E over the wall
for the last 20 minutes or so has been a blur. Afterwards, people will say I said things, and I'll have to listen to the VOD to make sure I said them.
You can't say that this hasn't been entertaining.
It's been great fun, Betty. It's just a fever dream.
That is a flank angle for Niski, and they don't know. Oh, they know. They know.
The flangle has been discovered. Solar Flare into Glacial Prism. Niski's going to jump the wall. How much can you delay? Larsen used his ultimate as well. And the QSS here to make sure that Niski's dead. Soul for Rogue is their prize. I wondered if Vitality has the Magnet Storm.
They don't have the wave clear to stop this. This should be an uncontested inhibitor.
It's definitely going to be the inhibitor tower. I wonder if the contest might come a moment later, Betty. There's the inhib. Nexus tower has regened a little bit, but only up to 1/3 of its health. Nako has the flank. There's the Magnet Storm for the follow-up. Equalizer on the backline. Niski's so low, but look at the damage coming out from Shayak and Nako. Larsen down to half HP. He's got a GA executes. The first one to go down. The Giant Guardian's Angel for Larsen will bring him back to life. And the charm and the Shadowing Strike do not connect. Adam burning Nako. Shayak and Linces to the ground. Shayak forced away. The GA popped on Kazi as well, as Rogue will win the fight. And after 42 minutes, they will claim the first game of this best of 3.
An exciting back and forth.
It wasn't him that won them that game.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like it that much. I think Cho would have been good. I think Camille also would have been good.
Is that not how it works?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure he actually gets that shield from jogging a lot.
Ah, okay.
From sliding, I guess.
How does he slide, Betty? Is it because the wind's on his side?
No, he's very athletic.
Ah, okay. Years
He's going to have to be athletic to get out of this one.
Maron goes in with the Twisted Advance. Once again, the wind shield and the wind wall, but it won't be enough. Adam flashes forward. Nako trying to flash away, but Adam is having none of it. First blood to Rogue.
Nicely done. Lensis going to steal away the Raptors early on. Already pretty bad. Now there's a serrated Dirk. It doesn't get better. I mean, it will get better later, but not right now. It's not better at all. It's not better at all.
Good knocker from Nako. Yeah. The wind has left his lungs, Betty.
Yeah. So kind of happy
he can go for those Void Grubs if he wants. Adam trading onto Naknako again. Accelerated Shock Blast into that extra damage. Adam just absolutely melting through Naknako's health, but he is on a struggle bus for one.
Especially if you do get that early lethality, many other top lane matchups would have just built early armor to help mitigate some of this range pressure, but he's not going to do that.
He can't do it, really. Like, Zerka Greaves you have to have on Yasuo or Yone, and also having your flash kind of a prerequisite to not dying. So Nature's Grasp first. See you where you're going to win wall. Well, he didn't give over an assist, Betty. It's getting better.
That's pretty much the best thing you can do in that situation. The downside is you did give full solo experience to Adam.
Not go away right now.
Pretty much. He is just so far behind. He knows that he can be solo killed. It's a very rough spot to be in. Like, the itemization difference is just massive between the top laners. And Adam is definitely the type of player. The problem is, Maokai quite likes tower diving.
Yeah, I think they might just go straight for Naknako again. Adam's opening up through mid. Maorang, they're waiting. Puts down a sapling. Will start to tank. Execute looking for the knockup. There's the last breath as well. The Twisted Advance to drop the tower aggro. Naknako ignited. Will Windwall down. Nature's Grass coming out as well. Linces will block it for him. Naknako survives with 120 HP. Importantly, Kazi and Niski continue to push in the bot lane.
Adam has arrived.
Here. Adam's here for the fight as well. Linces has his ultimate. Can go for that maximum dosage. There's the quickness. Double charm, double knockup, double dead for Rogue. They find two and should take the tower to boot.
I mean, it's a clean dive from Rogue, and the game plan has been so well executed. Focus Naknako, punish the Yasuo pick, and just propel Adam as quickly as they can. 4-0.
Small spot of red is Kazi, who's about 400 gold ahead after taking some plates in the bot lane. Hey, Naknako,
Naknako, it gets so much worse for him because
he doesn't have flash either. Adam could just flash, red buff's like, or could just walk. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe Linces is on his way. Adam flashes the knockup, misses the shock blast. Trying to get away from Linces now, who has a flash of his own, goes in. Look at that blunt force trauma. Adam, how are you going to get out of this one? Linces still chasing him. He dodges away from the infected Bonesaw. Naknako dashing back in. Adam trying to get away on about 600 health. Knockup from Naknako. Doesn't land! Naknako dies to the tower! And Linces follows! He was there at the beginning. It's Adam! The first man, the only man in the top lane.
Oh, it falls apart. See the dragon. Take all the topside camps, keep punishing Naknako. There's already a 2-level difference, and this isn't like this is a full 2-level difference.
Yeah.
If Naknako dies again, it will be 3.
Adam should be able to pick this one up with those 6 grubs.
Now what you do is something that a lot of people will regularly
win make Vedius, because off that play, Rogue are able to take the tower in the bot lane, their 3rd of the game. Vitality still without a turret, still without a kill. And a 5,000 gold lead looms over their shoulders. Actually execute the player with the 2nd highest gold lead on the team, about 1,000 ahead on this Rakan. I think he's just been around when plates have died.
Yeah, but also he was there for the top tier 2 tower die and the top tier 1, and so he's just been getting a lot of gold from towers specifically. He so now the easiest play for Rogue is to play for Herald.
Scepter, a dagger, and a little baby sword. He's also got some boots. I don't think that's enough for him. Kazi dodging away from Patrick. You can't really dodge away from the Gatling gun unless you're behind it, so he will get clipped by that. Patrick going in with the Valkyrie, looking for the damage on Kazi. Uses the barrier. Kazi!
It's a rocket.
There's the rocket. It's still got the kill. Patrick secures the 1v1 in mid.
I mean, things are just falling apart for Vitality. And the thing about the bot tier 2 play is it's also not any wasted time. You know, the Herald is now respawned. Admittedly, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to now contest it, given that a lot of time was spent securing that bot tier 2, but just more gold is funneled into their pockets. 3.8k is now the individual lead for Adam. And this is just, I mean...
Ben immediately parts back towards mid. Rogue have a huge man advantage here as the Arcane Storm goes out onto Shayak, forces him away. Execute looking for that flank position, but there's the tier 1 in the mid lane for Rogue. They continue to extend their lead. Naknako is up towards the top side. Okay, someone give Execute a dash, guys. Guys, Adam! 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 Okay, it's fine, he's fine.
He's going to be able to get away. Top tower, at the very least, exchanged. Vitality, I admire that they're still trying to be as proactive as they can be on the map. I mean, it's pretty much all they can do.
Execute's going to go for this. Quickness gets Nucko. There's the knock-up onto him as well. Adam trying to open up. Lince is healing up as well through the fight. The wind wall, not in the best of spots. There's the ignite. Maximum dosage used by Linces. Kazi forced away. Patrick doesn't have the flash. Probably already used the Valkyrie. Nature's Grasp only pings onto one. Kazi will jump across the wall. There's the Valkyrie out from Patrick, but he can't find that final bit of damage.
Kazi at the very game likely going to slow down quite a lot now, because the next objective is Artican, which is a very dangerous objective to just force on spawn unless you're able to find a good fight. Which means that, for example, if Nucko's sitting here, you can try and get a collapse, you can get a pick, you can get a punish.
Blast cone for Adam. Flash, twisted advance, Adam there for the follow-up. And as you say, Benny, you can look for a pick, you can look for a punish, and that's exactly what Rogue have tried to do. Adam, in the end, having to burn his flash, was locked up, does get the kill. Maybe just waiting to give Patrick an assist.
So this is the idea, but Nucko plays it well enough that Adam is forced to go back goal for Vitality. The shred from Artican is nothing to joke about. But can they even gain access to the objective?
Execute and Patrick keeping Linces at bay for now. Does have that maximum dosage if he wants to go in. The problem for Vitality is your engage tool is Niski flashing into the backline, or Nucko finding a knockup. Niski has no flash, nor does he have Hex Flash, and the poke is too much from Rogue. Kazi will path up towards the top lane here, maybe trying to catch out someone, but Execute has the flank now and has the quickness, and Kazi does not have a cleanse. They decide to not go for it, don't know where the rest of Vitality are, but they will take the Utter, and you could see Vitality's intentions were very, very clear. They wanted to kill off Adam, but Adam had other ideas.
And at this point, you can just see the goal difference in action. If Nucko was a little stronger, or if Adam was a little weaker, that could have been an easy kill. It was a well-executed play. Unfortunately, the goal gap is just too big. They're continuing to fight over the dragon. Linces could maybe get a steal.
Gonna look for it, but as soon as Adam arrives, yep, TP's back into the play. Chunks out Linces, and Vitality know that they can't contest that anymore. 12-1 now, a 5,000 gold lead, or 4.6 for Rogue. They have 2 Inferno.
Now, though, the fight over the mid-wave begins once again. Rogue, if they can win another fight, that'll be Baron.
Adam with no Edge of Night, Marang looking for the Nature's Grasp here. Linces is going to block it, doesn't land on anyone else, but they dive onto the jungler, and that's really all they needed. Spiraling Despair on the Rakan here. It's going to go down. Niski gets an engage onto Malorang, but not really the target you want. And now Larson, Adam, and Patrick, they just have a shooting party. They can look for anyone. Malorang, he's going to get caught out by Niski, who flashed forward to look for further engages. Couldn't find it, so both the junglers now down. Malorang over-eager in chasing Vitality.
He flash W'd onto an Alistar that still had ulti available. I completely agree with you that that was an overforce. Vitality were able to buy themselves a bit of time, as it ends up being a 2-for-1 in the
Send Patrick to go and get the dragon, keep Adam around because his poke is more effective than Patrick's at the moment. Patrick can solo a Drake, and this way you know that Vitality aren't doing the dragon. Niski is waiting in the wings to see if anyone from Rogue oversteps. Now he's forced away. Baron was aggro, so Kazi and Linces take a little bit of pain for the trouble of walking back towards that top side.
So Vitality were largely just spectators off the back of that play. They didn't really have any real threat around the Baron. They conceded the mid wave, they conceded the bot wave, they conceded Dragon. I guess you could argue that they stalled a bit. Chayak was able to get a bit of farm. Credit to him, he's done a good job of keeping up with Larson. The goal difference is largely just the objective difference between the two teams. And so that death cap is going to come through first for Larson, as you would expect. It doesn't mean that Chayak is that much behind him.
Now Rogue gaining control over the Baron pit. Chayak is catching a wave in the bot side. Nucko takes a third of his health from an accelerated shot blast. The Soroda's Grudge now completes as well for Adam. He is in such a strong spot. Has the flash as well. If Niski looks for the engage, goes instead onto Patrick. There's the last breath as well. Execute in with the quickness, and Adam could just walk away and chase Kazi down. The redemption coming out as Adam will kill off Kazi. Lince is going to fall as well. It's a double kill to Larson towards the top side. Lince is able to kill Adam. Shayak forced away. You can see Patrick recalling. In the end, a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Rogue.
The problem for Vitality is they're just too far behind. Every pick they tried to find, they just don't quite have enough damage. Linces He is a meaty front line that is difficult to get through, and with Chayak still alive, they can contest this Baron, which is why Rogue is hesitant to commit to it. But do you notice how the game is stalling?
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier, that Rogue just, while they had a huge lead early on, when you take all these objectives, sometimes it can be difficult. I like the fact that they are forcing the Baron, but TP's going to be available for Nako.
Yeah, Adam's still 14 seconds away and doesn't have teleport as well. So Nako's up, he TP's in, Lince's here, looking for the seal. Shayak spiraling to spare around 20 seconds before that ultimate is off cooldown. As you say, Patrick low HP, Nature's Grass coming out. Lince's spell immunes it, the quickness from Execute to try and keep everyone at bay. Baron secured for Rogue. Can they get away? Well, Patrick will Valkyrie, and it looks like Rogue have escaped the clutches of Vitality.
I mean, good use of the gravity field, the Maokai ultimate to follow up as well. They just use their tools to zone their opposition away.
Are they looking for this fight?
It's like Lince's is, he gets rooted.
I mean, they jump onto Lince's immediately. Rogue! They cheated tempo ready. They stayed around instead of recalling after the Baron, and they find a pick on the enemy jungler. And now Marang's flashing forward once again. The engage onto Kazi. The follow-up. Marang's going to get healed. Redemption from the skies. Adam trying to chunk out Nako, and he'll put him in the dirt. Niski follows. Adam is 12, 1, and 6 on this chase.
With only Chayak left to defend, I think the Rogue is not going to close this series out.
Chayak has good wave play, but those bound-up minions are no slouches. Execute with the flank, and Chayak can say nothing about it. The only spiraling despair in this game is for Nako. 0-9-1 on the Yasuo. Rogue, after picking up their first Game 1 win, will pick up their second Game 2 win and secure their first series in spring.
I mean, ultimately, just a very well-played Game 2. I love the focus.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LEC Spring 2025.
This looks like they're posturing for it.
Walking up anyway, at least getting a bit of vision. Very late decision. 2 contests, not a lot of certainty there.
It's too difficult to nuke it plants, and that's really all you can do. But for me, I'm very curious to see in this game the KC bot lane. Oh, no, we got a fight.
That's the public execution. Kana trying to dash out, flash out the wall just short. Mininar now coming through. 1-1-3, full committing for the dive. But the ulti is there. Force his wave in. Maybe get a good reset. Good sidestep. Kana's still going all in. He might not even need the ulti. Irrelevant not stacking rage at all, but there comes the Talia. Vladdy gonna look for the setup here. Irrelevant gonna dodge the flick back, but it's likely gonna die anyway. Takes a bit more time. Good roam away. This is part of the reason that the Maokai is picked still, right? You get so much of that passive vision. Yeah, just continuing to throw saplings in to keep track. Targamas caught out briefly, trying to burst the Braum, and they'll be successful. Maokai ult used. It will just be the 1-for-1. Paris traded for Targamas.
Outside, and they can't really pressure this Talia either. She's gonna lose 1 wave, but 1 wave for Drake. You're very happy with that as KC.
And I think the struggle here is, we saw what BDS were willing to invest in 1-1-3. Zyra's let through people to walk into them, and even if 1-1-3 is ahead, if BDS are behind, if they don't have push in these lanes, they're always going to have to be the ones walking in. Is Irrelevant trying to force the play. Nice knockback, doesn't quite connect the wall for the extra damage. Kind of uncertain where to go. Lots of poke coming in from 1-1-3. Looks like it's going to be another finished kill here. Wall up there, another kill down.
It just doesn't stop. KC are looking for this top tower as well in trade for Kana's death bot.
Nuke in decent position. Has the culling. As long as Vladdy's got that flick, he has to be careful. Unraveled Earth already down. Nice dash back. Does eat the stun, but doesn't eat any additional. I think it's the, you know
but
what?
It gives tenacity as well, and I saw the Merc treads onto 1-1-3, and I was thinking, could be.
You know what? This is a time where we're very blessed to have internet access. As the fight's breaking out, Knockup is there. 1-1-3 is ultimately not going to connect for too much damage. Excellent poke to start the fight, and suddenly KC are running wild. The perfect public execution. It was a good sign, and you can see 1-1-3 does some okay initial damage, but without any of the follow-up there, it's just not enough.
Oh, he's going Kraken Slayer. I don't like it. They're just having a little bit of standoff. But I think it's hard for him to auto-attack this game, and the crit scaling on the culling is really high, so once you get crit items on Lucian, you actually do insane damage with it. And I think the culling is his biggest tool this game to actually be useful, but Kraken Slayer provides very little damage to that ultimate.
And we've seen how valuable the culling can be. Again, in the sense of this game being a lot about who has set up first on the objectives. If you have to walk into a Lucian as he's full culling you, you lose 50% of your HP. That fight is so much harder to take.
Yeah.
Once again, Vladdy looking to rinse and repeat.
Barely misses. But it's so hard for BDS to enter here. Paris doesn't really want to face check, and 113 can slowly put up these plants to try to walk into the third Drake, but I think KC are heavily favored if they have the first control. But Relevant's onto a flank here.
On the side, managed to find Yike. Interrupt now coming in. Target's trying to get a bit more space. Vladdy going golden. Managing to back up. Plants are huge there. Good poke back. Kliss trying to re-engage. Kana now on the chase. Relevant not able to finish that job. It's a scattered fight from BDS. It's not the same for KC.
But at least it's a chem tech.
Yeah.
You know we're coping hard for the team that's on the receiving end.
That's true, but I say, hey, it's a chem tech, you know?
I think it's fine. But also,
But
if you're in the position to get 4 Drakes, you're likely in the position where you'll get first setup on Elder at the same time.
BDS are setting up this Atakan here. Decide not to go for it. It's desperation for BDS. But they're trying to force a fight here.
There's no vision in the pit, and Otacon is parked right outside of it. But instead, the call from KC is set up on the bottom side.
They're giving.
Take advantage. They want Soul. They're not worried about the false life.
Yeah. Nuke is ulting it.
Just wants to complete it because they know they need to go to the next objective.
10 seconds.
Okay, taking stock. Flashes up. Everyone but 113 on the side of BDS. Maybe they can look to do this. They have no vision, but they have the false life. But again, the nurse to it mean it's not reliable to come back to the fight. If you get locked up, you could be done. Paris trying to buy a bit more space.
Vladdy?
KC still on the objective. Vladdy looks like he might get caught. Pullbacks there from the face call. Objective getting lower and lower. It looks like it's going to be the Soul, and it will be for the side of KC. BDS, do they still want the fight? They've got the false life. They've got an extra life. Knock into the wall. 3 people locked up, but the Braum is there to body block, and it's Kana to turn the fight. Kana and Kliss back to back in the midst of everything as Nuke on the side. BDS walking in is tough. Target buys so much time. Vladdy to split them off of the wall. Is a bit early. 8K getting lower. Arrow dodge. Flash out from 113 means there's no way for him to get into the pit. They're just going to grab this. BDS now need 2 plays for the exit. 113 to the back line. Manages to get the ulti down, but he has no Zanyas and there's no follow-up. Irrelevant is finally here, but he can't get involved. Instead, he's trying to twist on the Kana, but Kana's already flashed out. KC completely dumpstering BDS. Absolutely styled on. BDS in a desperate maneuver, just lose everything.
KC get everything. It's absolute desperation from 113 as he's suicide engaged to try to make something happen, but it's too little too late. KC already got the Nash, and it's a beautiful flash from Kana to avoid the Gnar ulti, which just results in 4 members going down for BDS.
That was already a desperation look from Irrelevant.
Decides he wants to start this fight no matter what. Engaging Syra is definitely not my forte, but oh, we got another fight there.
Wall is there. Ice manages to walk away, not quite pinned by the wall. Irrelevant, keep your eyes on that Meganar. Maybe can turn it. Vladdy goes golden, timing a little bit off on the solar flare. Nuke now finally there. Targamas will find a knock up onto 1. Flank coming in from Kana, and Bessa in. Public execution doesn't hit. Now it's a chance for BDS to turn because they got so much time to auto. Coling going down. Kana in the back line, cutting through everybody. It's a triple for Kliss. Nuke next on the list. The Quadra there as well. KC again. Just obliterating.
Kliss is running them down, and that's an ace for KC. And with the Baron buff, I think they're going to be able to end the game.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. The fights have just been cleaner. And BDS, every time they've tried to throw a punch in late game, it has come back twice as hard to hit them.
Paris is up here. He could try to defend, but actually, Targamas, they're not looking to end, actually. Wow.
That's time. It's a 9K gold lead.
Penta, I'm pretty sure the game is won.
I had this thing where I started saying Penta whenever I got 2 kills.
Well, maybe Penta is the angle. The fight kicking off. Vladdy already laying down the wall. Coling coming out. Immediate ball damage isn't quite there. Kliss caught out. Locked to the Iron Solar. He's living for an extra second. He's still standing. I don't want to hear anybody talking smack about Hextech. He's still alive, and KC killing everybody once again. BDS managed to find 1. Nuke still standing for a brief moment, but all of KC now on the chase. Nuke, how fancy can he get with it? Some extra slow coming in from 113. A flashback safety trying to finish off Targamas, trying to get a bit more damage down. Flash, keeping it going. It just does not matter. KC too far ahead. Kliss still alive, grabbing the Elder.
And KC go 5 for 0 with the Elder, surely being able to end the game now. But you have to feel for BDS. It was so close. If Kliss is just 20 HP lower, he ends up falling, and the fight could look completely different.
KC so dominant in these 5v5s. The investment into that aggressive AP jungle option, the Zyra, not paying off for BDS.
It was a great Kalista game from Kalista. I'm very happy with how he played. Overall, both carries from the side of KC, mid and ADC, just maneuvered every team fight beautifully, built up an individual CS lead, were just more impactful.
Certainly were. 13.1k gold lead, dominant finish after what was a relatively quiet early game. KC taking game 1 in this best of 3. Some of the Rumble setups and scenarios. But overall, once again, we have 2 compositions where I feel like KC know exactly what they want to be doing, and BDS, it's a little bit all over the shop.
I mean, I like he might be able to reach it in time. Both have smites.
See it.
Oh, it's in the bush.
We'll find out, but I think too late. Finally spots Yike, wants to commit for the fight anyway. Nice angle coming under the wind, becomes lightning. Trying to stop any follow-up. Vladdy trying to cover, but that's first blood. 113 can just start to trade back. Nuke now on the way in, level 3. Does he have the gravity field? Looks like the answer is no. A few more seconds, Q3 can come out. Vladdy, momentum going, because slowing down Yike early game, finding that kill is huge for BDS. But still, Yike will eventually hit level 6. The playmaking will still be so easy to back up.
It's a great trade from KC, but 113. He just want to hit the tower plate.
Yike on the way in.
Just pressuring the dive here a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Going all in here. Ulti coming out. Vladdy caught up and locked out.
Oh,
that
my
is perfect.
God.
They want to try to fight through the choke, but this could be devastating. Kana in position with the equalizer. Doesn't quite have the cooldown yet. I take it back. Now Kana has been caught out. 113 in the midst of the entire team trying to step back. Combo now coming in. Ulti on the cross the top. 113 doing good damage. Feet of Warfare coming through in favor of BDS. 2 grubs taken down for KC, but how much will it cost them? Miss on the Q3 coming in from Irrelevant. Patience from Vlad as he finally flashes.
For KC and 3 for the side of BDS.
Not bad. Denies that objective. They already got 1 feet of Warfare. Could look to grab a second here. This Drake will secure it for them. 12-minute feats. I mean, feels fantastic, right? Not the biggest boon, but potential to upgrade those items as we get later. And BDS are a team that are pretty comfortable if we get later into this game. What a fantastic start. Get first move around mid, and it'll only get easier as he continues to stack with the Tool. 1-3. Has he been caught out? Good initial damage. Ulti to mitigate a little bit here. Nuke now trying to follow up. 1-3 still alive for an extra second, flashing over the wall. Following Yike. I don't think that's what he was looking for. Now it's Nuke who's in trouble. They may have bet a little bit too much. Q3 ready to go. Shattering strike to buy a bit more space. Vladdy on the way out. BDS.
And it's a great pick by KC, but it's the exact thing we want. Split here. I don't see how they can really contest this Drake. Oh, but Paris sending it on Targamas.
Targamas, Aftershock down. Does still have his ulti. Wind becomes lightning.
Really good chunk.
Gravity field down could be big. 1-3 with an initial knockback. Vladdy fishing for an angle. Decent equalizer, but there's not really much follow-up. BDS now comfortable to step forward. On the hunt used. Paris following up. Getting the flash out of Con at the very least. Yike now locked up. Taken out. BDS. They saw those cooldowns missing. They knew they could go for more. Dragon now in their sights.
Wow, and it's great spacing and patience by BDS. 1-1-3 goes in for the chunk on Targamas, but he doesn't go for any more. And now that looks like it's going to be Drake going to the side of BDS. I don't think KC can contest this. Yeah, they're going to choose the better of it.
Body checking.
Great bounce back from BDS. Really showing that despite, you know, being able to throw a little bit, they're not out of it just yet.
Nope. And the fact that they can just once again bring that discipline back in terms of advantages for KC.
And I hope that BDS doesn't tunnel too much for this Atakan. I think playing for Drake Soul is a much more simple, easy to execute win condition for them. And we have seen teams throw a lot around this Atakan.
Threw it anyway. Nuke needed to use the ulti in the 1v1, so now they're trying to deny this. No jungler here. 1-1-3 going to be too late. 2K getting low, or can they get the fight? Vladdy managing to lock up multiple members, flashing to the backline, now snapping back immediately. Rumble Equalizer connecting onto Ice and onto Nuke. Yike now into the backline. KC, this could be big, but BDS are stronger. The Meatballs taking over. 1-1-3 onto Vladdy. Another kill going through.
Their ultimates, so they can't really go into this backline whatsoever. But I think we might have a fight around this Atakan here. No TP on either Vladdy or Kana, but I think Yike wants to try to steal.
All eyes on Yike. 6K, objective getting lower. If they go together, there might be an angle. 1-1-3 has his ulti as well. Paris on the way in. 4K trying to zone. Gravity field over the wall. 3K getting lower. Yike, does he want to commit? 50-50. Yike with a flash. 1500. There should be no way in. Voracious Otacon down for BDS.
BDS got to run.
Spell shielding that crucial bit of CC to stop himself from being marked so that Kalist cannot immediately ulti in on top of him has saved his life twice now.
Yeah.
And BDS, now they're super comfortably in the driver's seat. It's only a 1.6k duel difference, but they have the false life buff.
I mean, my biggest question here is, can BDS convert into anything more with this Atakan.
Going to be Q3 there for Vladdy. 6-second timer. Can he find an opportunity to Q3? Dash forward, Q3 and hits relevant, trying to lock up Ice. Ice now marked out by the spell shield. Vladdy trying to retreat, but Ice just continues to rain down damage. Nuke going golden, but still managed to get the ult down. Vladdy trying to turn it. Kalist right in the midst of everything. 1-1-3 getting one back, has the false life, wants to get a little bit more. Knock up now down on Kana, wants to kill Kana as well, but he's withdrawing. Irrelevant needs to get the hell out too. That's another false life. 200 gold to the side of KC. Should be able to grab him as well. Irrelevant running, knocked up, unstoppable now as he turns back. Nice KC, bit of gold. Who, again, still only behind 1,000 gold. If they can find more fights like that, it won't look too bad. Nuke clearing. Ice now 3 items.
Kalist trying to get some poke here with these Kai'Sa W's.
Yike ready to go.
The Rumbly.
Ball breaker not going to be used. This is so tough for them to enter. Wait for it. All ultis are going to come at the same time from KC. It has to be one clean shotgun, one perfect engage. Target finding 2, immediate knockup. Ulti going through, but Nuke will still manage to lay down an ulti of his own. Gravity field down as he buys a bit more space, but the shutdown is there. Kalist finding 1, and he's instantly into the backline. Paris getting deleted. The Cathian Rain coming through. 1-1-3 now running for his life. The ulti is massive from Nuke, but it will not win them the fight. Kana, Kalist. Vladdy standing strong.
And what a heroic engage from Targamas. He gets nearly a 4-man with his flash. Alistar Q setting up this fight for KC, and they're going to be able to deny the Cloud Soul once again.
KC
I don't think BDS can really hit the mid tower. It's a bit too risky getting flanked from either side. Oh, they're going to actually go for it.
Looks like they probably, or maybe correctly assumed that Vladdy was continuing to push an extra.
And now KC are able to respond as Irrelevant has to catch the bot wave here. They really want to try to get full Nash control and start it once again. Oh, Kalist.
Flash. Onto Ice. Knockup is there. Kalist immediately going in. It's Ice now running out to safety. Paris looking for the disengage, and Ice remaining untouched. Kalist already ulti down. Vladdy needs to find a way with an ulti of his own, but Ice is ready with the spell shield. It's not going to work at all. Irrelevant though, taken out. Ulti resetting now, coming in. The Victor continuing to chase. Nuke looking for more. Kana off to the side. Vladdy Q3 ready to go. Yike. Ready to go again.
Oh, very good flank here from Vladdy.
GA as well for Ice though. This is going to be so tough. KC, can you pull around to that hat? 1-1-3 getting things started. Targamas forced to ult. BDS not over committing. Crucially, they know the potential of Vladdy to flank. They see him.
Good poke.
Level 16. BDS being shepherded a bit.
Vladdy getting the Q3 on
Need
the
to mark
Wolves,
Vladdy, but they're not confident to send anyone away to split. He's stacking Q3 on the Wolves, as you highlighted. 8K, Dragon
Paris
getting lower.
him.
Paris sees him now. Kalist ready to go in a moment's notice. No ulti for Targamas. Ulti now coming out, isolating Yike. Yike going unstoppable. Dragon, take it down. Yike gets it in the midst of the chaos. BS trying to force the fight, but KC, a single blink of an eye. BDS have disappeared.
And KC have done it again. Targamas gets a 5-man Alistar knockup, and that's an ace for KC as they take down all 5 members, and they're looking to end the game.
It shouldn't be possible. They were so patient. They were so disciplined around the flank from Vladdy. But Yike, the ulti, the smite, securing the objective. The rest of his team taking the fight. It's a thing of beauty from KC. And again, if you looked away for 30 seconds, anyone who went to the bathroom thinking this one was going to take a few more minutes, the game is just over. A single decisive fight from this composition. It took 35 minutes for them to find it, but when they found it, that was all it took. KC 2-0 over BDS.
And what a great series and game from Targamas. I thought Rel was the champion that would get 5-man in game.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LEC Spring 2025.
All in is there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. As Cat flashes away, I think I broke the screen for you. In the meantime, Cat flashes over the wall. He escapes for now. Skewmon tries to help out. It's a phone to the face as LeBron is still going to get rooted up. Great little grasp and a first blood to boot for Team Heretics. Skewmon is going to be done with this pretty soon. The beauty of Mundo as well is that blunt force trauma makes it so easy as Grubs go down. Dragon a little bit delayed. Health bars are decaying, but Dragon also.
No, fight now. I've known you for several years. I should know better.
Flash
Okay.
from Carlson. Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade's in a lot of trouble. He's about to go into the Mega Nard though, and he wants to find Carlson with his own flash up and available. Broken Blade thinks, how do I pull it off? Especially with Skewmon with an infected Bonesaw sets it up. The wild growth is out, and Rather sets up for infected chains. That from Sheo, and another kill going over to Team Heretics. Hookshot, walkshot yet again slows down his Skewmon. He has to pull out the maximum dosage, but how much can he drink? Onto Carlson, the ignites down, and wait for the cleaver, wait for the auto, wait for the agony that's going to start burning Skewmon back into place, and a kill for him too as G2
How
finds.
heavily Heretics wanted to try and commit to this. but they need to move Flakka down if they want to. Also, Camilo a long way from home and trying to be able to help out, so I think they're in a bit of a detached spot. Lebrov on the flank.
Yeah, because Dagda, the bone saws really hurt. Sten might have to pull the ulti up, and waiting for him is Lebrov. Stands up with a shattering strike. Broken Blade zoning off, and Sten is just dead. Free heart steal and a free kill. And those side lanes you mentioned are so far ahead. Well, this one, really only. 700 gold the lead as Lebrov might find himself Camilo. Under turret, Magnustorm pulls him back and he's waiting for the crash down. Here's Skumon yet again. I was going to say Broken Blade. That was the last time we saw the Mundo outside of this split as Skumon, 3 kills. And this is what the fear we had, Dagda. Early game needed to go well for Team Heretics, otherwise G2, holy Mundo.
Yeah, Lebrov and Skumon are playing really well together. They are linked up, they're constantly playing, well, it's top side, now it's mid, it was around Void Grubs, and now it's the Dragon for G2 as well. This has been a wonderful start from the 2 new members of G2, setting up the veterans for success.
With Dragon taking
down,
down.
but I think it's going to fall before they can really get into position here. They're resetting with Skumons. You got Demolish. It's kind of Heretics late to the party.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, I think he's just off of G2 existing. Oh,
nice flash response, yeah, because he was on a wall, but Hans Summer turns it in his favor. Unbreakable will with Skumon right behind him, and again, fresh meat. Hans Summer will take it gleefully as Camilo tries to poke back, but G2 again with a pick onto Sten. Means they're just opening up more.
Oh, it's a disaster. Like, even look at bot side. Oh, actually, never mind.
Oh, it happens to be Lebrov's time to shine again. Cap just rolls in thanks to the Magnustorm, and Sheo in trouble. Another hard steal stack. Jungle dip is what you just benefiting off the whole team's success. This turret, as he tries to deny the cannon minion and most of the wave, is going to be yet another turret for G2. 2-0 on that.
And this is the second wave that's gone into that tower. It's the second tower that's going to fall. And now you're taking...
And there's a certain Swedish top lane who made that so important, as this guy who's suffering on CS is now getting solo killed by Broken Blade. Camilo doesn't have a turret sitting there as well, and he has to run for his life. But there is another Yordle who's very, very hungry indeed. Easy solo kill for Broken Blade.
So you can even see where Heretics are on the map. They're like, where is the rest of G2 going to focus? Because they could look for some sort of play on dive on bot lane. So Carlson had to walk away. Even saw Sheo trying to help out in defending bot tier 2. But because they've lost control of jungle, maybe they...
Well, it feels like a flash in the pan for Team Heretics is what we're going to ask for. At the very least, everyone buckle up. Why? Because Lebrov's going in, and on the stand it won't be too hard to see what else he can do. Shattering strike up to CC, and the power of Rel once again compels you. Clean from Cap, almost getting out, almost. No, he's shut down into 1-for-1, which is good for Heretics.
You give a bit more gold over to your squad. It won't really, I feel like, shut down G2 too much, though, because... Oh, actually, maybe Broken Blade goes mini, but there's nobody here to help him.
Oi, minion wave gone. Hookshot, wall shot, Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade could be in a lot of trouble. This is Carl's moment. He found a pick onto Broken Blade, the flash match, but he's out of range. We'll get the shutdown, but Skumon's here. This is a different problem. A much, much more different problem. Ends up being a trade.
Stop it, Deja Vu.
Yeah. But you've got to get the beat. The Euro beat is what it's all about. Now, Atacom was going down in that time, so GA's for everybody. That's nice.
Yeah, as if the game wasn't tough enough already for Heretics. And now G2 starting to push in on that top side. Vision is already relatively good for them. Sten's trying to see what he can do.
Well, he's going to try, but that guy that's on the telephone, hello, it's the debt collector. And Sten just getting launched up, hard steel stack, and no, he's actually a car insurance salesman. Would you like to buy this $5,000 policy? Well, Skumon, he can sell anything. He can sell a rat to a fish right now as 2 items. He's unkillable. He's going to get passive healing uppiness, also known as health regen, as Caps. Just in a side lane, doing the same thing but by himself.
Yeah, Skumon bought this Mundo at the dip, and he's been looking fantastic ever since. Oh, hang on, the Brav. No, he's going to end up backing away. But yeah, and now Caps on the side lane. Might have to outplay.
Okay, well, I mean, Carl is the one member who's kind of strong, gets the GA out. Fleet footwork mixed with the passive and just the natural healing he has is crazy. A Broken Blade sits, hits a turret, enjoys that. Now we're back up to 7,500.
Yeah, and Cap's just threatening the entire time. Dragon's still there. G2 going to fall back towards us. They have some vision to spot out exactly how Heretics want to try and answer this, but I don't think Heretics really can. Brav could flash engage on this. Heretics need to be careful.
It's like it takes a huge amount of damage from Hans Summer. Not really a silent achiever, but all the same. 2-item lethality 80 carry. Kind of in the name right now, lacking and developing their new self. Team Heretics need Sheo for the setup. You talked about that. Let's see how they find it with Baron now up, holding River themselves. They get the engage. At least it's Sten who starts it off, but he's going to be Hail of Arrows, and he gets set up with an arrow into the face. He's dead. Hard Summer cares not about Unbreakable Will as Caps holds the rest at the forefront. Broken Blade with no Mega Nah, but no mega problems for G2. 4 versus 5. Baron looking good.
I think Heretics needed to wait for G2 to start Baron and take the damage, but now they're just in a position where I don't really know if they can recontest. 10 seconds until Stend really gets up, but you can see what I mean. This Baron does not go down quickly, so maybe Poke is the name of the game.
Well, if Skumon's behind Baron, he has an MR debuff. So that's good here for Sheo if he finds an angle. But at 5k, G2 looking for the turn, even though they're low. There is a bit of healing coming through from the Ocean Dragons. Carlson's found out. He wanted his flank, but he ain't going to get it. Pops the ulti, but Hans lives on.
Baron has 3 seconds.
And you also increase base health is 25%.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's a big old boy. And the fact you got Unending Despair as well means he's going to be healing off the healing. And
Captain Shuriken flip. Flash away, Carlson. Wait, Carlson! I want to see it on the big movie screen, Mum! He found him! Carlson gets a replay because zone off, and of course he has natural health regen, so don't be fooled by that half HP. True Shot Rush doesn't hit a thing either as Sten's caught out. Broken Blade about to go on Mega Nah. Sten has to disengage, but LeBron, his angle is finding anyone who tries to run. Flush from Sten just won't cut it. He gets ranged out, and LeBron takes the credit. Now for G2 as they run up mid, a dive is no problem either. Broken Blade returns to the fame of the G2 legend as Carl, he'll get the Dragon to stop the stacking, but it costs the 2 lives and probably the Baron.
Heretics flew too close to the sun and G2 pounds. They just wait, and now they turn over towards the Baron. Everyone on Heretics on the bottom side of the map, they want kind of nothing to do with this, and G2 will get the big purple worm.
Well, Baron in the end as well. Gold has slimmed out. I have to be genuine with Team Heretics. No word to describe that better than that noise. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Carl Carlson. Forever our best mic check we've had in the LEC. I just don't know. I just wasn't expecting it. I don't know what to say.
The moment is immortalized that you have killed the GOAT of LEC for the first time in a solo outplay, and that is not going to be connected forever.
Well,
what a legend.
You know what? Even if you don't win this game, you've got that. It's an 8k gold lead in G2. They've got the Baron, no Ocean Souls. Probably nice for Team Heretics to go up against, but the range, the poke, it hurts too much. Caps looking for an angle, and Carl looking to negate exactly that. Over from Broken Blade, who's gone into Mega Nah as well. The turret now dead, and Inhibitor turret. Now that that's opened up, Inhibitor's a freebie. Another one goes. There you go. Makes it that easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, they just got to continue this. There's very little that Heretics can really do. You do have a 3-item Camille that at least could potentially one-shot Hansama, and I think that might be what they're trying to set up here, but I just don't think he covered the rest of the fight after.
God, slow and steady does it, doesn't it? The range is so abusive, and Caps, he just comes in off an angle, threatening to go all in and send it down. One Nexus turret dropping down, one sits up only barely above ground. Team Heretics, it was a noble recovery, or whatever you want to call it, a noble stance, but G2 are oppressive. Golden goes Sheo, Stend is the middle of it all, but Carlson, ulti's backline, LeBron won't let him get near the Hans Summer. Broken Blade once again sets up a 3-man ulti, keeps him at bay, and G2 in 33 minutes make game 1 an easy day.
G2 may have won the battle, but Carlson won the war. They need to get the ball rolling early, or else G2 just have a very steady, long-range poke composition that, or at least poke aspects in the composition that they can look to play through.
Bron might die in the process as well. Ghost Water Dive sets up a Phantom Undertow, but there is no Toad left standing, and Stend has no target, but might have to run for his life, but he can't because his flash is down. It's a great root caller. Skumon though, the hook on the dying breath, double buff, so I'm sure if he goes back in, he'll die. Meanwhile, we're fighting elsewhere. Let's look towards the bottom lane. Sheo has got again a painter's mark on his head. Suppressed luckily, but LeBron goes popping the weasel. The Chaos Storm is out. Not enough damage, but Bone Skewer to help out. That's great for Team Heretics. One on the board. The pop one out as Broken Blade's got a full fury bar. That Rain of Anger won't hold itself, and Daisy now interrupts. Let's play a game of Candy Crush as Carlson set up against the wall. In reverse, it'll happen down bot side, but the ulti sends out. Skumon under turret, flushes away. In the end, though, Broken Blade will find the kill. Bullet time, though, is unleashed. Under turret, the stun under from the prob. Makes it a better trade for G2. Caught me off guard.
Yeah, the fact that you get that lockup from Sheo into the combo from Black, the only thing is you may get dove now as Broken Blade as his wave starts to come in, so you can see him backing right the hell up. But there's a lot of people here, and I think he might be in a bit of trouble. Even Sten's looking to cut off any sort of real retreat.
Well, there's good damage from the B team Misfortune as well. Sten might get more than that, maybe a pick, a bone skewer in, and he's looking for that execute with Halo Blades. Eclipse gets in the way for now, but Sten still holds on to that death from below as Dominus pops out. Broken Blade's going to 1v3 onto Sten. He gets away, he pops the ulti. It still comes through, so there's a reset handy, but Broken Blade's
and also now, you're giving that kill across.
Camilo, though, speaking of No Man's Land, he might be caught out. Spiraling Despair is going to AoE to Paradise. Impale used, but Camilo not there to lend a helping hand. Shut down over to Caps, and he needed that.
Yeah, nice turnaround by G2 to get another kill off the back.
That's some Ambassador damage. The only difference is Broken Blade can shred through the Eclipse, and now that shield bashes down for a little bit. We'll see Carlson pull back. Never mind, he's got Sheo with him, so he's going to go on in. But Skumon's there, interrupts, and that Ruthless Predator needed. But again, Sheo's in the way. A nice little heart seal will come through from Sheo, but Broken Blade just looks for the original target. Sheo's in the way again, but to their success, you don't mess with the Candy Crush King for a double setup, and Camilo just a bystanding failure.
And Camilo's going to lose that wave in mid because he moved down to try and help. It is Ivern doing Ivern special things in that bot lane and catching out everyone as the Croc jumps out of the brush. And now Caps topside.
It's Solar Flare. It's an Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Sten can't move. Easy
got some value on the roam. Camilo looking for the bot tower. Broken Blade has nothing left in the tank. He might be able to just barely get this. Yeah, should do.
Where's the gravity field to go down though? There might be an E through mid as well. 3 members of Team Heretic commit. Did you shed? I mean, Herald is going to go down for it, but solo turret plate gold. What am I talking about? Solo turret to Broken Blade in the end is Sten. Hello, he wants a piece, and now with the setup of Engage, LeBron wants another one on the way back. Skumon sets up, Root Call is good, Daisy comes out as well, Impale, you'd say fantastic, but Sheo just can't move. Range from Hansama, crucial here. As the zone control ends up, but another Root Call up, and Sheo will drop to the ground. How easy does Skumon make it look?
Great turnaround by G2. The fact that, as you said, Asterix, there was no real lockdown as G2 were running away, meant they got to clear out the majority of the wave. Broken Blade gets that tier 1 bot lane and now TP to mid lane to maybe look for a bit more.
Oh, they know he's there. I mean, Camilo's just engaged on Solar Flare. He won't have a chance. They thought G2 backed away. Heretics, you are under false assumptions.
Oh, it's a disaster. What was such a close game with that? They don't want to, like, they have given up top tier. I thought we'd just see G2 kind of push mid and then lean back over towards the Dragon, but maybe a little nervous about Caps being vulnerable on a tier 2 play from Heretics. So it looks like G2 just going to try and control where Heretics can move on River.
Caps just accepted that top wave, and he's going to take a safe path. So, speaking of vulnerability, Caps making sure he's not caught out in rotation. Camilo walks up to the top wave to receive. That handshaker wave's always important to know where the pressure is adding up for G2 as they start this Dragon. And for now, the inner turret might be a threat to Team Heretics.
And they're moving multiple members now in to defend that play, but I think it should fall with this one.
Should indeed. I mean, Misfortune damage big, but under the turret, Sten starts off the engage, getting Solar Flared. Impale's only a 1-man, but again, it's all onto LeBron. Broken Blade comes in with a flank, and it looks like a horrendous fight for Team Heretics, while the turret may go down. All members are starting to drop like flies as well. Sheo, Camilo, first off the list. Sten gets low, has to retreat, and G2 taking the fight over the objective as the hook comes in, but Sten can't stick around. Blackett just gets autoed, and with an Ivan, how easy is it? Sticking around might not be the right call, as Sten even finding a hook here. You never know what's going to come next. Turret in response for G2.
The response from G2 was perfect. Basically, the pressure was on Heretics because they're just hemorrhaging gold in that bot lane with Caps having that freeze in place. So they needed to, like, Crocodile Dundee I grew up with, and he wore one of them. So now I just associate it with Aussie man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a knife, that's not a knife. That's in my head constantly as Daisy comes out. And at 8K, let's fight. Broken Blade and Carlson are going to deal with each other while this makes a 4v4 head-on collision. Bone Skewer comes out, finds Skumon, but a Root Caller sets up the arrow in backline as onto the Dragons. A new target for G2. Sheo gets Unending Despaired, or rather spiraling, and Dragon goes down. Okay, Lebrov gets Bone Skewered in. He gets a stun, he gets everything off, and maybe that'll be okay. It's a bullet time. It's the response. Hunsummer tries to step forward onto Flacken, but it's dangerous territory. Root Caller's great as well. Sheo just Tokyo drifted to death. Bro fell off the building as G2. Daxon sure that's to grow as Broken Blade versus Carlson. Let's have a look. Dominus going to be used. Flacken is down here though, so the perfect execution is nice, but Broken Blade has the Sterex gauge and wait for the Q. He flushes, takes it, Flacken gets arrowed. Hard Summer from downtown and Broken Blade is sitting on him. That's the League of Legends teabag if I've ever seen one, while a double kill drops to the ground, and G2. It's just so good when you're that good.
You can take a big old sip of that one. That was beautiful from G2. And now immediately moving over towards the Baron. Broken Blade's going to reset because he's got a plethora of wards that he can TP to, and I don't think Heretics are ready for it.
Lebrov's going to zone off. Sten walks in, and it's all he can do. Lebrov just walks away and beats a nuisance while Camilo sets up and sets a gravity field. Broken Blade is now TP'd in, ready to zone away. Baron down it goes. Sheo has to run.
MF.
Nailed him.
I want more to that. Give me more. I want to hear the nice. Because there's no way that wasn't Scream. That was an insane arrow.
Maybe we just Broken Blade's perspective wasn't safe for the
yeah, maybe it wasn't. Okay, Broken Blade, I mean, he's going to jump in under turret, and Team Heretics, you look at this, like, how many times you get the bullet time? There's one, but it's not going to do too much. Kailstorm comes through it again. Sterex Gauge in the way while Carlson teleported into the middle of all. He gets Spiraling Despaired, and G2 6,000 gold up. I mean, both games now, while
the door they've tried to walk through has turned out to be the fake one in Tageshi's castle.
But when do we finally get the real door? I mean, for Team Heretics, it's been a battle well fought, but where do you get the key from? 10k for the Dragon. G2 started this off. This is their soul. Sheo needs a steal, but Team Heretics need a plan. 4k, 3k, Daisy out. Root Caller again. Lebrov in the way. Soul, even though it was a late smarter, at least it looked janky. It doesn't matter. Sheo flashed in for the attempted steal, but with Infernal Soul, the chase begins. Camilo running and running, and that's all he can do. Skumon running outside the outskirts of the gravity field while Lebrov keeps Team Heretics at bay. An arrow's going to fly and go nowhere, but Camilo on the spot will die right there. We put a marker down, and G2 continue their onslaught.
And they're going to continue marching this wave down the bottom side.
I mean, with Infernal Soul, it's rough. Artican's going to be started and probably taken by G2 at this point. Sten tries to get near, he'll get spotted out, and everyone's launching on him. Flashes away while Carlson now in the midst of it as well. Arrow flies out, Camilo's now caught out, and he doesn't have Merc Treads, so with a Solar Flare on top, he's just dead. Now Kailstorm just going to tickle G2 while that thought of tickling Artican comes up next.
The most threatening tickling of all time.
It's like tickling a Dementor. Like,
I don't think that's a good call.
Who's a good little weird spirit messed up dick?
The weirdest one's like Patronus of all time, just hands the tickle.
The spirit comes out and like, oh, what's your Patronus? There's some little gremlin yordle. Shocker. It feels pretty obvious, but just if you didn't know, the way we're setting this up is that as that arrow flies through, there's a lot more tools that G2 can launch at, and Camilo cannot play the game. One of the problems with Victor is that he might look good walking, but when he stands still, he's through.
Looking like the end of Arcane after that one.
Yeah, I still haven't watched season 2, but I'll just say yeah.
What? It's been so long.
I'm watching Solar Leveling instead, but I will watch Arcane. I've also watched Severance, banger show.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
Yeah?
Partly through season.
Also Silo. Oh, let's just keep going. Have you seen the one where G2 go and go flawless in the split hysterics? No, I haven't actually. It's interesting. How would they do that, Jake? Well, I can answer that for you. The Red Bull Baron power play is ready to shepherd us into another 2-0. It's going home time soon. It's been a quick night.
Yeah, 25 to 8.
Yeah.
Well, G2 want to try and finish off Lebrov. That's not exactly the way you want to try and finish this out, but Stend does end up overextending to try and make that play happen. And now G2 going to continue the push through on the top side.
It's just Ivan shields just when you think they're dead as the Impale comes in. I mean, Lebrov again, he'll just get a shield, he'll walk up, Redemption does a little bit of that magic as well. Camilo just gets autoed down by Han Sama. Look at the spacing from this guy. Ulti comes out from Carlson with the whole team's dead. Bullet time might look great, but Carlson has already dropped into the dirt. 2 members left standing in G2. When people question who the best team in Europe is, you just got to come back to the old faithful, the usual. G2 starting 2-0 at the beginning of week 2. As Flacker drops as well. They're just that good. When you doubt them in winter, when they don't make it to first stand, it doesn't matter, they come back.